cozying up today on the sofa. It's a little bit chilly today, and I've got a little bit of hip pain going on this morning, and yesterday, taking it easy today. We're reading the book, chapter 15 already. There's about 32 chapters in the book. 33, but the last page is just like a blank page to encourage sitting in silence, I suppose. But we're up to chapter 15, so we're not far off halfway. Sit comfortably, close your eyes, relax while I read to you chapter 15. Silence is about rediscovering, through pausing, the things that bring us joy. My children hardly pause anymore. They are always accessible and almost always busy. Everyone is the other, no one is themselves, wrote Martin Heidegger. The three of them tend to sit in front of a screen, whether alone or together with others. I do it too. Become engulfed in my smartphone, enslave myself to my own tablet. As a consumer and at times as a producer, I am constantly interrupted, interruptions engendered by other interruptions. I rummage around in a world that has little to do with me, attempt to be effective until I realise I won't get any further, regardless of how effective I've become. It feels like trying to find your way through fog on a mountain without a compass at hand and ended up walking around in circles. The goal is to be busy and effective, nothing else. It is easy to assume that the essence of technology is technology itself, but that is wrong. The essence is you and me. It's about how we are altered by the technology we employ, what we hope to learn, our relationship with nature, those we love, the time we spend, the energy that is consumed, and how much freedom we relinquish to technology. Yes, it's true what many say, that distances are eclipsed by technology, but that is a banal fact. The central issue is rather, as Heidegger pointed out, that nearness remains outstanding. In order to achieve nearness, we must, according to the derided philosopher, relate to the truth, not to technology. Having tried my hand at internet dating, I am inclined to agree with Heidegger. Of course, Heidegger could not have predicted the possibilities offered by current technology. He was thinking about cars of 50 horsepower, film projectors, and punch card machines, which were all the rage, but he had an inkling of what might come. We are going to give up our own freedom in our eagerness to use new technology, Heidegger claimed, to shift from being free people to becoming resources. The thought is even more fitting now than when he first expressed it. We will not become a resource for one another, unfortunately, but for something less appealing. A resource for organisations such as Apple, Facebook, Instagram, Google, Snapchat, and governments who are trying to map us all out with our voluntary assistance in order to use or sell the information. It smacks of exploitation. The question that Humpty Dumpty poses to Alice remains, which is to be master? That's all. You or someone you don't know. Humans are social creatures. Being accessible can be a good thing. We are unable to function alone. Yet it's important to be able to turn off your phone, sit down, not say anything, shut your eyes, breathe deeply a couple of times and attempt to think about something other than what you are normally thinking about. The alternative is to not think anything at all. You may call this meditation, yoga, mindfulness, or merely common sense. It can be good. I take pleasure in meditating and practicing yoga. I've also taken up the cousin to this practice, hypnosis, and hypnotise myself for 20 minutes in order to disconnect. That also works well. I lie there hovering a couple of centimetres above my bed each afternoon. I find myself thinking about how silence can be experienced without the use of techniques. The threshold for finding silence and balance can in fact be lowered. You don't need a course in silence or relaxation to be able simply to pause. Silence can be anywhere, anytime. It's just in front of your nose. I create it for myself as I walk up the stairs, prepare food, or merely focus on my breathing. Sure, we are all part of the same continent, but the potential wealth of being an island for yourself is something you carry around with you all the time. We are going to sit again today for 2 minutes and begin to build up next week towards 3 minutes. So sit with me and my dog Stormzy today. When you're ready, take a nice deep breath in. Let it go. Feel free to close the eyes or to keep them open. Go within or look around. Let's begin. That's our 2 minutes. When you're ready, take a breath. If you had your eyes open, you might have caught a glimpse of my doggy Stormzy resting. Something relaxing about pets when they're asleep, isn't there? Just having a little deep breath. I hope you have a lovely weekend and find pockets of peace, pockets of silence wherever you are, even in the midst of being in a busy city or, out and about, shopping, walking around in town. Remember that you can still find that moment of peace within, that moment of silence, maybe in between your own thoughts. Please do drop a comment. Please do subscribe if you're watching this on YouTube. I'd love to get a few more subscribers. And yeah, spread the word. Let people know about the Silence Challenge. I hope you're enjoying it. And I'll see you again on Monday. Bye for now.